Are you listening to the Spice Girls? I think the music might be in your head, bro. All right. Just started, but I see a few of you are filtering in, so we're making a 2004 ASC coin ring. Punched a hole in it already, cutting out the center, and we're going to start the folding process now. Let me heat this up just a little bit. All right, that fold had a little bit of a wave in it. Oh, it should be good now. So you'll see a dip right there and a wave up. It's all right though, it'll work out. I just got in a tube of 2021 ASCs, so if anybody's interested, I'm doing those for $100 right now shipped. 2021 ASC ring. So exactly what I'm making here. You just got to message me to order, either here or on Instagram. And Instagram is the same handle, Navarro Rings. I have the same sugar skull that you see right up there in the corner. missed that one. Almost there. This tape's going to help protect the design during the next process. I don't typically buy gold, but I mean, it just depends. I'm sorry, I don't know what Morgan jetting hats are. And throw in a little bit more information. Maybe I can guide you to the right maker. Alright, so we got our ring shape going. Can you make a living at this? I know people who do. Keyring hats out of a Morgan. That I don't do, and I'm trying to think. I know Coin Ring Maker makes cowboy hats out of quarters. I've not seen him do it out of Morgans, but he does $half. I can sell you some nice nugs. Yeah, I don't really need any gold at the moment. Tommy Boy, I'm going to go ahead and follow you. Feel free to follow me back and send me some more info. If it's a good deal, I might not pass it up, but yeah, in order for me to buy, you do have to mail it to me. I have to test it, verify that it's, verify the carat, and then we can go on with negotiations. So if you're comfortable with that, we might be able to work something out. Okay, so we went all the way through this second die. I'm going to unravel, check our shape, we re-anneal, and then continue on to the next die. Okay, shape looks good. That wave is gone. Let's step on over here. We're going to clean off the inner edge. Heidi, I asked him already, but thought I'd ask you. He speaks highly of you. Oh, that's good. Excellent. Yeah, he's one of the only hat makers that I'm aware of on TikTok, and a good guy. We got a couple of his hats on my workbench right now. Sent me these two a while back. One's a regular quarter and one's an Indiana quarter. So I'm just removing the inner edge real quick, and then we'll move on. So not being a hat maker, Heidi, I'm just guessing here, but I would guess that a Morgan would be more likely to split. I don't see too much work done with Morgans outside of rings. And even then, I've split quite a few Morgans. They're just not great at cooperating. Alright, so I think I got a smooth enough inner edge now. It's too big. I was just hoping it's my favorite coin. Yeah, it's a wonderful coin. Unfortunately, yeah, it's a big guy. I felt a slight ridge on that bottom part there, so I just wanted to get that squared away before we continue. Thank you, everybody that's sharing the lives and sending the likes. I appreciate it. Definitely helps the algorithm. So this process here is protecting the design, because we're going to keep reducing. I need to get to a 10.5 on this ring, which isn't small, but it's smaller than where we are, so I want to be certain I don't touch that design. Just a little tap. Let's check it. We can see the design through now, so I want to add a little bit more tape to protect that. It's getting a little too thin. Actually, I'm going to use a little bit of gray tape, then I don't have to use as much. There we go. Okay, so now the ring's protected, and we're going to push it through upside down to straighten out the wall. So now we've got a little bit of a gap there, so I'm going to press just a little bit more. That should do it. Okay, let's unravel and check our work. Thank you, Savage. Yes, making coin ring. This started as a 2004 ASE. And got a little bit of stuck tape there on the edges. No big deal. Liberty. In God We Trust. 2004. All looks good. I'm going to clean up the inner edge again. That's right. Clean up just a little bit. check our size. Okay, we got a ways to go. We're just below a 10. Okay. So we need to be at a 10.5. And I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's a slight taper down on the bottom. So I'm going to get rid of that before we continue to make sure. Okay, so now we've got the 10.5 that we were looking for with a straight wall. And yes, I'm aware that my mandrel has a misprint. It goes 9, 12, 11, 12. Alright, just got to finish it up. Pick up some of the scrap silver real quick. Just the big pieces. Let me grab my steel wool. Just prepping the surface real fast, and then we'll antique it. Hello, Missouri. Hello from Indiana. Australia, wow. That's awesome. You got people from all over. Alright, next step is really simple. We're just going to dunk it in a liver of sulfur solution. Going to heat up the ring first, though. Let that hang out in there for a minute. And while that's going, next up, what we're going to do is melt some silver buttons. Okay, Portugal, Oregon. I'm in Indiana. Thanks, Savage. Yep, that's right. Covers both of us. Buffalo rounds. I don't have any buffalo rounds right now. Any particular reason? Do you just like that design, or were you looking for a generic ring? I get my dies from generally Legacy brand ring tools. There are quite a few different places to get your dies from, though, but so far that's where I found most of them. These Swedish wrap ones, I'm pretty sure these are Legacy, but I also have some CRT, and I have my newly gifted Jason Works 17 degree die. This one came from Coin Ring Maker. You want a Native American coin ring? Hold, please. Give me 2 seconds. Be right back. Alright, for those of you that stuck around, I haven't had a use for these. This might be a good opportunity. Let me know if any of these strike your fancy. They're not precious metal, keep that in mind. So the bear is going to get cut out. The bear and I think that's an eagle. I don't know for sure. But yeah, if we make that into a coin ring, really what would remain is the design on the edge. Blackfoot Tribes 2017. Thunderbird, thank you. So, if you're interested, I can do that one for you. I'm sure it's some sort of nickel clad. I would coat it so that way you can actually wear it, but yeah, that's an option. Yeah, you can have those. They're cool, but I initially bought them because somebody wanted a ring, and they just said they wanted a Native American design. They didn't give me any other information, so I bought them. I think it was like $17 for the set, and never heard from that person again. That is why I require deposits before I do any sort of sourcing of coins or start any work. Yep, seriously. They've been sitting on my den desk for 11 months. So just shoot me your mailing address, and if you do want the ring made, Happy to do it. The ring itself would be like $50 just for the labor, but if you just want the coins, they're all yours. Alright, so everybody, that's why it pays to ask questions in lives. You never know what crap the hosts are trying to get rid of. I shouldn't say crap. Those coins aren't crap. They just happen to be something that I've been trying to get rid of. Alright, so we're almost there. I just have to, yeah, my pleasure. We have to wax this now. Just a little bit of Renaissance wax to bring out those dark antiqued tones. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Since it'll get cut out, I'll probably do one that has the fancy stuff around the edges, yeah? Yep. Is there a way to press ashes into jewelry that you make? There is a way to press ashes into jewelry, but I don't do any work with epoxy, and that's typically what you need to secure stuff like ashes. Alright, so liver of sulfur was done. Hit it with some triple out steel wool, and then Renaissance wax. There we go. Size 10.5, straight wall. Very comfortable, no sharp edges. Perfect. Done. Alright. There's a project that I meant to do before. Now, I know I said we were going to do some buttons, but I really want to try making these tops real fast. I don't have a lot of time. So, help me decide between the silver and the iridescent. Now, obviously, the silver version that I cast is not going to be silver or iridescent. Where can you purchase? Navarro Rings. Click there. I have my Etsy shop linked, and you can also message me directly if you don't see something you like. Oh, that one's going forever. I'm kind of thinking this one. I don't know if any of that detail is going to show up in the casting, but just the fact that it's chunkier makes me think that'll be better for spinning, because this one's a good shape, but it was made to, yeah, go along with that movie, so. You think this one? Not this one? Yeah, that color, okay, good. I was going to say, the color one is spinning really well, and I think it's because of the mass that it holds. It's basically a coin on top, so. Yeah, if you provide a coin, I'll make you a ring. It's $75 for the flat bench fee. As long as it's silver. If it's a gold coin, it's $300 flat. Alright, so for this process, we're going to need a two-sided, what do they call it? casting flask. So let me clear off this real fast. Let me get any excess silver. That's all stuck. Okay. I want to make sure I'm not losing any silver in the process. How much can you guys see? Sorry about that. Whoops. Let's see. What's the lead time? From the day that your coin arrives, it'll take me at least 3 days to complete. And then whatever the shipping time is to get back to you. I almost had enough silver stuck to this plate to cast this this little top. So first thing I got to do is clean out the old flask. So, sorry, give me 1 second. I haven't used this in a minute. I made some paperweights. Just getting out anything that's charcoal that's black. Otherwise the flask won't stick together, or the mold won't stick together. Really wanted to make another one of those, but not enough time today. I think that's enough out of there. Check for any questions real quick. Can I make a two-headed coin just for fun, not to cheat anyone? No, sorry, I can't. How did you learn how to do this? YouTube. What is the material you are scraping? This is a casting sand. It's got to feel like kinetic sand. Very, very similar to kinetic sand. Molding clay, yeah, that's true as well. So it's drier than clay. So it crumbles. And it'll hold its shape better than kinetic sand. But the feel is very, very similar to it. Just a little bit of baby powder to keep the two sides from sticking. Okay, then I take my piece that's going to be molded. Oh, dookie. Almost lost it there. So I'm going to go upside down with this. For no particular reason. I feel like when I've seen people cast, the orientation of the project is important, but also kind of arbitrary. So I'm going to follow that. I'm going to add a flue down here for the silver to flow into. Okay, I think that's good. I probably should have done that after. I don't cast very often, so sometimes I'll do things out of order. Just breaking up the pieces so that way they don't cause any air bubbles or minimize air bubbles. Let me grab some more sand 1 second. Is $24.60 a good price for 1 ounce JM Bullion rounds? Yes. Yes, it is. The Star of David actually got melted into another project. I can recast another one for you here shortly, so you can get an idea what it looks like. That one was not, I was not a fan of the way that one came out, so. Sometimes the pieces just don't work out. Yeah, so the JM Bullion rounds that you're talking about, when I bought them, they were $1.30 over spot last week or so. These are the ones that you're talking about, I'm assuming. I just picked up 40 more rounds today at that price because it is literally the cheapest price on silver that I was able to find, including silver shot. sprue. It doesn't look like there's much work needed, so that's good. I just need to dump some additional sand up into the top and press it down a little bit. And hopefully that baby powder that we poured in there is going to maintain that split for me. I don't want to push too hard because I don't want it to like break. There we go. Okay, I want to push a little harder because that sprue didn't look good, especially right on this side. I don't know if you all can tell or not, but my dog really wants to go inside already. Okay. Alright, so that's what our mold looks like. Let's see how the sprue looks from up top. Good. That looks good. Let me grab some, let me clean up my hands real fast. So just some soft, flexible wire. Just hold the two halves together. Alright, that's all we need. I'm going to melt 2 ounces of silver for this project. Not because we need 2 ounces of silver for the top. It's probably only going to take maybe a 1/4 ounce. No, maybe 3/4 ounce. Certainly not 2 ounces, but that'll be part of the sprue that we cut off. Let me check messages before we start. Yeah, I bought them at $24.60, dude. I bought them out today. Whatever the price was today, that's what I bought them at. Last week I got a slightly better deal, but not much. Paul or Buck, hurry up. Sucks to be Paul, because he's not going to see the rest of this live. Where are you located? Indiana. The brown material is casting clay or casting sand, something like that. I'd like to melt down some newly bought rounds and ruin them. That's what I'm going to do. That fur baby does not want my attention. He wants to go inside and eat cat food. Can you do biker rings? Not really. To do biker rings, you need a different setup than what I have here. You need like a lost wax casting or something. Alright, let's get this done so we can go inside and Duke can be happy. Perfect. Yeah, I know it's hot and it's gonna flame up, but I feel like I should be trying to extinguish the flame. Let's see what's going on here. Silver is cheap these days. Yeah, depends on who you ask. The ceramic stuff, the pliers, all this melting stuff you can get on Amazon or AliExpress if you want to wait a minute. What you making? Hopefully a top. Hopefully this worked out. We're going to find out here in a second. Alright, we'll get the fires now. We're back up here. That makes sense. Perhaps a little more grabbiness to them. Hang on one second. I literally don't know where to put all my pliers. So this is going to require some cleanup for sure. But I think we did it, folks. So I'll take a jeweler's saw and cut it just below there, and then sand all that to a nice little round point. Let's clip off these little sprues that seem to have done their job. Cool. So yeah, I'm not seeing any big voids. Just some file work that needs to be done. Pretty happy with it. Where's the original? Let's take a look at the original and see how we did compared to that. I'd say pretty good. This part won't go down as far on mine because I'm going to have to do so much sanding, but that's going to be okay. It'll still work. And when it does, I'll post up a video and you guys can all take a look at it and remember how you were in the audience when it got created. No, I'm not selling these. I might at some point. At this point, though, like, this amount of work is not going to be conducive to what anybody's going to want to pay for this thing. It's a top, Kenny. So when it's all said and done, it'll be made of solid silver, and it'll do that. Making a mold out of baby powder, I don't think so. Yeah, that's a good idea. Drill press to sand it. I'm just worried that the drill press might, or even the chuck itself might damage the little stem. I'll take a look around that and see what I got. Yeah, a lot of work, but worth it for sure. The idea, this is a proof of concept that I can do this for 24 karat gold. So the customer that wants a precious metal version of this is actually going to want it in gold, and so that's why I'm kind of toying around with the idea right now to make sure I can do it. Yeah, it probably would be smoother. But wrap the strand with electrical tape. Okay, all right. Definitely. Good idea. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to call it for tonight because I do still have some work to do on this piece. I'm going to cut it out and start doing all that stuff, so it's not going to be fun for the next few minutes. Next pour, try flipping the top. You think? I went that direction thinking that this would be better because then I'd have more material here to work with. But you think if I did this way and then had like the little sprues down here or the little channels, do they serve a purpose? Yeah, they do. As long as it's spinning, you know you're not in dreamland. Maybe I should have done it that way. I'll try it. Why not? Shoot, maybe we'll do two of them. I've got this other one too, so I could put them both in the same mold and cast them at the same time. All right, everybody. Have a good night. I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, even though it was kind of short. I'll see you later. Dreamland. Dreamland, Ron. Check out the movie Inception. You'll get that joke or reference. Wasn't really a joke. All right. Good night, everyone.